Hello everyone, and welcome to the Save Point. Save Point is a podcast that wants to bring Bible-based reviews on video games. We will be judging on two main criteria, the quality of the game and the content of the game. Both will be scored on a scale of 1 to 5. Today's game we are looking at is Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. Yes, you heard me correctly. That is the name of a game that is sold on both Epic Games and Steam. Turnip Boy, as I will call it, is a top-down, pixelated RPG like the original Legend of Zelda game, but with more taxes. Warning, this episode will contain spoilers for Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. In Turnip Boy, you play as, well, a turnip, that is, well, a boy, that is not the brightest in the head, if you know what I mean. He rips up his tax documents, and the mayor, as recompensation, makes you his personal assistant. The first thing you do is steal a watering can from Old Man Lemon. You then go and get a soil sword. The first enemies you encounter are snails. This is just the tutorial. The game can be broken up into 5 main parts. In the first part, Mayor Onion wants you to clear out some pigs and bring you back some fertilizer. You go over to a barn, fight some assorted barnyard animals including chickens and pigs. For the first big boss you fight is King Pig. After you defeat him, you collect the fertilizer, bring it back to Mayor Onion. This is the pattern that will be followed for the majority of the game. In part 2, Mayor asks you to go get a fork, but for the veggie world of Turnip Boy, it is a spear. For this, you go to a farmhouse and find a colony of food inside of an icebox, led by a cosmic brownie. You do a few different tasks for them, and then they give you a key to the room where you will find the rotten cat apple. The rotten cat apple has a worm sticking out of it, and it has buttered toast on its back. Bizarre. Once you defeat it, you'll get the fork and then drop it off at the mayor. For part 3, the mayor asks you to get a mystery goo. The goo is in a swamp-like area, and you will find out that the goo gives life to the vegetable creatures. It's green and glows. The boss of this section is a stag that has eaten a bunch of this stuff, and has gotten super big and wants to kill you. After you beat it, you bring the goo back to the mayor. Part 4 is similar to the previous ones, but still different. For this, the mayor wants you to collect a laser pointer. He calls it a powerful weapon. For this, you go down to a bunker, after collecting a shovel from a graveyard. In the bunker, you piece together a story that this was the same world as ours. There was a war and a country was losing badly. My guess is that's supposed to be the United States, but I'm not sure. Anyway, at some point it escalated to a nuclear war and a family took shelter in the bunker. Back in the game, you follow the shadow people to the next boss, Liz the mutated human. She's covered in the green goo stuff. After you defeat her, you collect the laser pointer and bring it back to the mayor. For the 4th and final part, the mayor, after taking the laser pointer, tells you about why he wanted to take your house and to make you gather the different items. Underneath your house is a gang lair, as in the mafia. He used to be one of the leaders, along with Old Man Lemon and Turnip Boy's father. Those 3 gained control of all the land in the game, and while Turnip Boy's father and Old Man Lemon wanted to settle down and enjoy the fruits of their labor, Onion wanted to set up a government and rule with an iron fist. Old Man Lemon lets you into the base and you follow to defeat Mayor Onion. When you find him, the mayor upgrades himself with different pieces you brought him. He gets bigger with the fertilizer, has a giant spear fork, is radioactive from the goo, and has a laser eye with the laser pointer. After you defeat him, the game is just over. You can 100% the game with the help of that dimensional cat, but that's it. There's not much else you can do. There is a endless mode, I believe, but I haven't played it. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion is just a silly game. It's not even meant to be taken seriously at all, not even by its developers. The story and the settings are just made to be funny. You will find a Japanese cherry, I think, singing some type of music. It's made as a joke, and the developers make some of the NPCs very self-aware, which just adds to the goofiness. Now, on to the rating. For its quality, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion is a solid game that has good graphics and really fun graphics. It is a small game and can be easily run on pretty much any device. It is a well-built game with easy-to-understand controls. Cons: the game is really short. I beat it in 2 hours. The game is made for controllers, so if you plan to play with a keyboard, you will probably need to change the keybinds for a normal setup. The heavily pixelated style may be a turnoff to some people. For quality, I give it a 4 out of 5. For content, it's a really simple game, fun to play. The puzzles require thought, but not too hard, i.e. a streamer asks you for a tier 3 sub, so you get them a tier 3 sub sandwich. The bosses can be challenging, but still fun. For its cons, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, to be blunt, is filled with crime. You commit tax evasion, fight stuff, and steal stuff. And there's way more. It's short, I beat it in 2 hours. The only good twist I could put on it, this content, is that you honor your father, but he's a mob boss, and so you're technically just avenging him. For content, I give this game a 2 out of 5. That brings the overall rating to a 3 out of 5. As for my personal thoughts, I enjoyed playing this game, but at the same time, I didn't like it. While the game is fun to play, the story behind it of humans destroying themselves and vegetables taking the over planet is funny, I still found it a bit disturbing. Well, that about sums up this episode of The Save Point. I hope you all have enjoyed this episode and found its contents helpful. The Discord link is in the description. Thank you all for listening, and may the Lord bless you and give you peace.